We are getting some breaking news from West Bengal. So we are starting with the breaking news that we are bringing to you from the poll violence hit West Bengal, where we've been told that the BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari has now filed a caveat before the Supreme Court and urged the top court to hear the BJP side before passing any orders in the matter. Now remember, the matter is before the Supreme Court of the country. How the State Election Commission has approached the Supreme Court against the Calcutta High Court's decision of going ahead and deploying central forces on the ground for panchayat polls. There is also another sort of plea before the Supreme Court that's been filed by the BJP as well. BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari has now filed that caveat in the Supreme Court. They have in fact urged the Supreme Court to hear BJP's side of the things before filing any decision in the matter. Remember, there were earlier reports of how the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has also ridiculed the deployment of central forces on the ground, and she's also questioned as to why should that happen, claiming that the BJP is behind the violence. Let me actually bring in my colleague Ananya, our court correspondent, to offer more perspective on this story. Ananya, a caveat by Suvendu Adhikari requesting the Supreme Court to hear BJP's side of the plea. What does it exactly mean? The matter before the Supreme Court vis-a-vis the violence in West Bengal, where does it stand at the moment?
Well, there is a lot of conflict that is going on between, in fact, the BJP and the TMC when it comes to the panchayat polls. And in fact, the Calcutta High Court had ordered for, the deployment of central forces, but now the West Bengal State Election Commission too is what we have given to understand has moved the topmost court of the country, and the matter might be mentioned, is likely to be mentioned on Monday, challenging that particular order of the Calcutta High Court. While on the same hand, Congress leader, one of the Congress leaders had yesterday filed a caveat in the Supreme Court, and now it is BJP Suvendu Adhikari who has again knocked the doors of the Supreme Court, filing a caveat, clearly saying that, if at all this matter actually comes up before the topmost court of the country, his side should also be heard. So a lot of, fireworks expected on Monday when this matter would be mentioned before the topmost court of the country. But will the vacation bench hear it? Will it go to, in fact, the regular bench? Or will the Supreme Court pass some kind of orders? It's something that is a matter of time. We'll get to know when the matter actually comes up before the topmost court of the country.
Ananya, any more inputs about whether the West Bengal government is also choosing to move court vis-a-vis the violence, claiming that offline, Mamata Banerjee has been putting this before everyone, that it's the BJP that is responsible for the violence? The war of words is only ensuing between the ruling TMC and the BJP there.
Well, Griya, as of what we have been told by our legal sources is that a petition has already been filed. However, the status of that is not visible on the Supreme Court website. So might be that, the petition would have been filed before the topmost court of the country, and then the same would be mentioned on Monday. But at this point of time, since, it is a time of vacation and also it's a weekend, there is a little delay in the e-filing process as well. So we might see that in a few hours or maybe tomorrow, we'll see that this petition that has been filed by, in fact, the West Bengal State Election Commission comes up in the e-filing status. So we'll have to wait for that. But at this point of time, what we have been told by our sources is that the Election Commission too is moving the topmost court of the country and might mention the matter on Monday. Okay,
so Ananya, since we know about the State Election Commission going against the ruling by the Calcutta High Court and approaching the Apex Court vis-a-vis the violence, how much of a bearing will these caveats really have on the verdict that's coming out of the Apex Court regarding this plea that's happened, that's actually put forth by the State Election Commission there?
Well, definitely, there would be a lot of bearing. The caveats are a very, very important document whenever they are filed in a particular case. Even after a caveat is filed, all the sides actually put forth their stand, and everybody is heard. So a balanced order comes up into the picture. There is no kind of ex parte order that is passed. So definitely it gives more perspective. It gives more meat to the matter. So definitely all of these sides would be heard, and then only the Supreme Court would actually be deciding does it want to interfere into this or not.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Ananya. So there we have it. We're getting an update vis-a-vis matters that are now before the Apex Court of the country, where it is about the violence in the state of West Bengal. BJP leader Suvendu Adhikari has now filed a caveat before the Supreme Court of the country, and he's urged the top court to listen to the BJP side of things before really putting out a final order.